There we go. It's open. Yeah, computer's open if you want it. If you don't want it, it's fine. We rarely use the computer in this.
Very lo-fi.
I thought Taylor was going to be a producer, and like I'd be like, "Oh, what happened then?" And he'd be like, "Oh, let me look." He doesn't do fucking shit.
Most producers are like they're working. Whenever I see Taylor on this podcast, he's more lounged out than you. He's just like at a show, just hanging out.
Well, he's not a producer because he doesn't do anything. He doesn't edit.
Oh, I thought he was the producer.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's just like my Andy Richter in this.
I thought you sent this like whole thing to him and was like, "Do what you will."
I do everything.
Oh wow.
And he fucking just sits
Dead
on
weight.
his thumb. Doesn't do fucking. And so I asked him to come. I'm like, all right, we're on for recording. He's like, I can't. I got too much work. And I was like, wow. I honestly thought you were unemployed this whole time.
Right. No, booze companies are doing great.
But he's a graphic designer.
Hey, fucking content's king these days. I don't, if you're doing anything that's more employable than us.
But what could he do? Like, do they need more bottles? Like, what does he do?
I don't know. I'm sure they post shit. I'm sure he does stuff with social media now. Who gives a fuck about Taylor Schmidt? Is this how we're starting off this podcast?
This is how we're starting off the podcast, all right? Usually I have a guest, we talk shit about Jeff Greenspan. Now we're...
is that the new theme?
That's usually how it happens.
Oh, man, if only you gave me... I could have started in that gear. And
well, Tolelli was over last week, and everyone comes over and turns their phone on mute, and I go, why are you putting your phone on mute? And they go, Greenspan's going to call me. That's what every single person does.
He only calls me when I text him. I message him, like, looking for something.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
And I get the call, so, like, I anticipate it now. It's almost like, hey, can blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, that's me giving the 5-minute warning to myself.
Right.
Get ready for a phone
Make sure
call.
you're comfortable. Put on comfy
Yes.
shoes.
Have your headphones ready to go.
You're going to be on the phone for a while.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Also, I got a bone to pick with you.
Please.
I got a big bone to pick with you. I haven't brought it up.
Oh, my God. Is it going to, like, a friendship ruining bone?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to bring this up right now.
Lock in, folks.
Because last time I saw you was at not Gotham, Governors. Very much not Gotham.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
What you did was you left me talking to that old guy forever.
The comic? I thought you guys were vibing. I like that guy.
Oh, no, I wasn't vibing. I was like, where's Kyle? You left me on the fucking island.
He's a cool guy. He's and he did better than everyone was giving him credit for. I feel like that was a real dick move on everyone at that show, whatever you want to call that we were doing. We did like a Zoom.
We've talked about it. This
live.
is the third fucking episode we're talking about it.
So that guy has like legit punchlines and like jokes. And
yeah.
And he's a bit older and he's not like a cool young hip guy, I'm not going to say something dumb here, but I was going to say something really stupid. But he's not he's not some like Brooklyn asshole.
He's not a cuck.
Yeah. And he goes up, his first joke, he's a one-liner guy, this guy, Chris Capel. Nice fella.
He had very Long Island jokes. He was making a Ralph's joke he made, which was good. Like, it was a good joke.
I didn't even hear
Ralph's.
Anyway.
All right.
But anyway, there's like 7 or 8 comics, and I'm the only guy that knows this guy. And I'm like, I'm going to watch him. And then everyone heard his first 10 seconds, and we're like, fuck this guy, and walked. I was like, fuck you guys. Like, he was like in the hallway for... Not that I'm saying... Trust me, I'm not saying we needed to support each other.
Right.
But the whole attitude, I was like, who do you think you fucking are, you people?
They had free White Claws in the lobby, and that's what happens.
Anyway.
What are you going to do there?
That's your... I thought you were going to... I don't know.
Listen, his material was neither here nor there. My problem was he's giving me a whole spiel about how to go about social media, giving me a social media lesson.
Was he really?
I go, hey, when I'm leaving, I go, hey, nice to meet you, bud. What's your handle? He goes, I don't have social media.
Wait, what?
I just stood here for 45 minutes listening to your whole fucking masterclass on how to go about Instagram.
Yeah, the guy doesn't have Instagram.
Yeah, he has nothing. He doesn't even have Facebook.
You got played, Rich.
I got played. I had to stand with that dick. And then that guy came in late with the pirate wrap around his head. He looked like
Perillo, yeah.
Looked like Jack Sparrow.
He's like I wouldn't say he's the Jeff Lawrence of Long Island comedy, but he runs the mics out there. So he's kind of like
I know.
one of the kingpins.
Were you there when he was like, "Oh, what? You a Falcon City guy?" I was like, "No, I'm from Syosset is where I'm from." He's like,
right.
"Then why don't I see you at the mics?"
It's funny. It's a whole different ballgame out there. Like I got hit up to do a bringer show, like 2 weeks ago.
Really?
And this guy, nice guy,
bringer show. By the way, you have to bring people to get on
to perform.
stage.
Yeah. And he pitched to me he's like, I see you getting on shows. I see you blah, 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 blah. I think he thought I was like brand new to comedy.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's your vibe on stage.
well, yeah, exactly, Rich. And he's like, so it's a bringer, but you get paid. So every person you bring, you get like X amount of dollars. And I was like, I'm not bringing anyone.
Of course.
I'd happily do the spot, but I'm not gonna like. Don't expect anything.
Right.
And you ever get like, you're in for a rough show when you get a flyer, and there's 15 comics on it.
Yep.
And then you don't know a single person on it.
That's a problem.
But then he was like the nicest guy. The show was awesome.
Where was it?
I won third. It was in Belmore.
Oh, Jesus.
So I went there. I was on It was on this Saturday. So I went up and got out. But because I kind of knew what was going to happen with like the other comics. Like you know what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
But the first comic, speaking of bones to pick, so I don't know anyone on this show. And I'm not saying I'm like a top dog or they should know me or I should know them. It's not that situation at all. It's just one of those things like it's more of like a courtesy thing.
Like I know what you're trying to do. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, I don't know these comics. Host goes up, does, whatever. First comic goes up and sucks.
Well, yeah.
And sucks.
This isn't at a club also, right?
No, it's like at like a place you'd have like a quinceañera or like a
Yeah.
post-communion party.
Yeah.
It was a good room. It was the first time I felt comedy was back post-COVID, where like they figured out good spacing in like a decent enough size room. The laughs were all there. Like I regret not recording it because I could have made a fucking awesome tape. But what are you gonna fucking do?
That was a real working class example to be like, it was a great room for like a quinceañera.
That's the vibe.
Baptism.
That's the vibe. Anyway, guy goes, sucks. Like,
Yeah.
sucks. So
Older
I'm like,
guy.
no, he's probably around our age.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, fuck, I got my work cut out for me. But like, I could tell the room still had potential. It was still early enough in the show where I was like, I'm not going 15th and had to follow that type of thing. So then he goes, and then I notice the second I get on stage, a table of like 15 people just get up and leave.
Which is fair.
Yeah. So I'm like,
they're
what?
right.
I don't, and instead of doing like the whole like call out thing, I'm like, what? It's early enough in the show. Just fucking get up there, open, do the bits, see how it goes before you just start making it about you type of thing.
Right.
So I get up and it's going really well. And then the crowd, they're not there. And then I get off. I'm not telling, there's a whole other side of the story.
Oh, my God.
I'll get to later. But the thing is, the table that left was that guy who bombs Friends and Fam.
He went up first.
He went up first.
They're out.
And then, so I'm leaving. And the guy was not in the room during my set.
Okay.
But he must have heard like the stark difference of getting no laughs during his set and when he was outside with his friends and fan people actually enjoying themselves in the room type of thing.
Right.
Not to sound like I'm fucking great, but like there was like, this guy probably started doing comedy like 2 months ago. I think at one point he referenced like Buster Keaton. He was like,
oh, he was really grasping for straws.
There was definitely a Jackie Gleason reference. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
And he's our age?
It was weird.
All right.
Theater-ish kid. I feel bad just shitting on like this guy who's probably just started comedy.
Go to Tiny
But
Cupboard, you do well.
What annoyed me was as I was walking out, the reason I'm shitting on this guy is he gave me the old, hey man, good set. And I wanted to be like, you and your fucking 20 people were nowhere to be found when I was on stage doing any type of comedy.
So he did a courtesy good set, but didn't see the set.
Yeah.
Oh!
But it was just one of those, I was like, fuck you. Like, it just like,
Yep.
everything is though, I was just like, you too, man. And I was the mature guy. I'm not mature now talking about some brand new. I'm only,
Yeah, fuck him.
5 years in, but it was like, oh, fuck this.
We'd fucking drop your name if we knew who you were. Fuck you.
I know his name, but I don't want to.
Oh, you know his name.
Yeah, I don't want
Yeah,
to.
no,
I know it now
matter.
because of this. Like, I looked at the
It's
poster.
ingrained.
I was like, fuck this guy.
Ingrained? Engraved into your brain.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
won second. That's the end of the story.
Yeah, there's a part of the story where it's like, I don't do anything racist, but the person that went after me did some really, really like. If I was Chinese, I would have been like, you set us back 100 years with that impression you just did.
Really?
And I just don't want to put that on wax, as they say, what happened, but I'll tell you off air.
He pulled a Gillis.
It was a she.
Oh! That was a little Asian of me.
Yeah, that That's exactly why I'm not. It's pretty bad, but fucking hysterical. Let me tell you.
That's such a fucking Long Island thing, is to be running comedy contest. during
It was
this
it was
time.
a contest.
I thought you said it was a contest.
no,
and
no.
You came in third.
No, I went third.
Oh, you went third. I'm
I
sorry.
went third out of 15, and I was like, my girlfriend wants me to come home, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm single, by the way.
I was going to say, what happened in the 2 weeks I haven't seen you?
I had to think of it. It was February 13th, so I was like, fuck, how can I get out of here? I was like, yeah, I'm working tomorrow. I can't. So my girlfriend wants me home tonight. It was already like 10:15, by the way.
What's going on Long Island?
A great show, though. I highly recommend this guy. If he reached out to you, take the spot. It was a hot show.
Hot show. All right.
Yeah.
I got to ask. I got to ask Tulewi. He's got his finger on the pulse
I don't think he even.
of all these.
I asked Tully if he knows this guy. I didn't know him.
Then he's not the top.
Yeah.
Nick Tulewi knows all the mole comedy people.
Maybe he knows him, but I went to my other Long Island references to be like, who? Because when this guy hit me up, I was like, this guy hit me up to do a bringer. And then they're like, yeah, that sounds about right. He doesn't really. He knows Long Island comics. There's no one else. But like I said, nice guy, run show. Glad to come back. I got booked for 2 more shows after.
Oh, did you?
So I'm not stating his name.
Is it for a quinceañera and
It might be. It might be.
a maternity ward? Whatever they're fucking doing on Long Island right now?
But yeah, fun stuff.
All right. Is that is Captain Jack Sparrow at any of this?
No, I told you it was 15 people. I'd never heard of before.
What a ridiculous human being that person was. To come late to a comedy club that should be closed.
Yeah.
And to have the audacity to be like, oh, you don't come to my mics? You know who I am? Yeah, you're a pirate. You're a
Right.
40-year-old pirate.
I always say he's like Freddie Mercury if Freddie Mercury was in The Matrix. That's the best way I describe his vibe.
He is very bombastic.
Yeah, that's he's a nice guy too. I'm sure he just kind of got like the late night. It was like 11 o'clock. I'm sure he was drinking.
And yeah, he just walked in. He even said, he was like, yeah, I had a few beers over at another bar, decided to drive over here. I'm like, that's illegal.
Right.
Are you just here to announce your crimes?
That's how you do it in Long Island.
I fucking love it. What else is going on in the Long Island comedy scene? Have you been doing much?
I'm like weird. I'll do like a week. I'll go like 3 days a week, 1 week, and then I'll be like, fuck. But then that'll lead to me spending like 3-4 days on Long Island, and I'm still paying for my apartment. So I'm like, fuck, I got to spend more time in my apartment. And then I'll do like one city mic, and I'm just like, this
is stupid.
is awful. The whole outdoor. I mean, there's like 1 or 2 good ones, but like I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but my lease is up in 2 months, so I'm like,
Are you giving it up?
well,
Is this breaking news? Are we going to break news on the Happy Hour?
yeah. Matt's moving in with his girlfriend. My roommate.
I had a feeling.
Yeah,
Because you
so-
got a rent-controlled apartment.
It's rent stabilized. Big difference. Rent controlled means you're paying like
A nickel
fif-
every year.
a nickel and like some lint, and then rent stabilized means they came in like 07, 08, and we're like, this is fine.
Still good?
We're still. Oh, it's still good.
Still good?
Oh, it's still very good. I'm not complaining, but when some people think I'm paying like $350, I'm like, not the case.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but giving it up. I emailed the rental office the other day, and I was like, can we negotiate? Because I know like half the building's empty.
Right.
And then the person I emailed got
Fuck you.
I got the response. This email is no longer working email, aka I've been fired.
Really?
I've been let go. So I don't even know who to hit up for all that shit.
Did I tell you my real estate? What's going on? My fiasco?
Lay it on me.
First off, Mehul Patel was my coach during my whole
That I heard.
excursion. Shout
Yeah.
out Mehul Patel, by the way. Top-notch Indian. And I go to a place. He told me to look at all condos because you can negotiate the price because it's all independent owners.
Yeah. Okay.
So I go to this one place right around the corner. Gorgeous apartment.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's asking, it usually goes for like 26, 27. He's asking for 1886.
Wow. Is he like a historical
For the
guy?
spot.
Is he into like? Is that like a meaningful number?
Well, I'm going to get into this here.
Okay.
I go in and I offer first year 17, second year 18. They go, the real estate agent puts the offer to the owner. And during the time, Mayhole is doing a bunch of research in the back to find out who this person is. Because he can find out like all your taxes, how much you paid for the place.
Gotcha. What does he do?
He owns his own real estate development company.
Oh, okay.
He's, Columbia MBA, smart kid, very well-trimmed
If
beard.
he's doing comedy, he's not the smartest guy. Let's be honest. But
Well, no one said he's mentally stable.
No one's
I just said
perfect.
he's smart.
right, right.
So, Mayhill's doing the research. Offer comes back. He won't do anything besides 1 year, 1886. he thinks the market's going to come back up, like during the summer, which the real estate agent told me, by the way, if you're looking into real estate, it's not coming up for another few years. So she's like, I know to take the deal. This guy's not going to do it.
Right.
So I go to Mayhill. Mayhill says, all right, do 2 years at 18.
Okay.
He'll do that.
Yeah.
So I do 2 years, 18. The agent comes back. He will not do anything but 1 year at 1886. And she's trying to defend the place by saying, like, listen, it's got 2 windows. She's like, hey, you're going to give up a 2-window place? Last people that stayed here for 3 years. I was like, all of this is irrelevant information.
Yeah.
Well, who cares? You're really grasping for things when you go, listen, I know what you're thinking.
Right.
The market's good right now. Find another place for 2 windows. Find another place.
That's like, have you seen, I'm sure because you're looking in, I'm looking too, obviously, because of my situation, but the videos of like the COVID apartment tours are hysterical. They're like, they're essentially being like, look at this 2-bedroom right here. No recorded rapes in the past 15 years.
Right.
You got a real nice look at this alley where that's not blood. That's actually just red sauce from the Italian restaurant below. Not blood. That might be blood. It's very like it was
here when I got here.
Yeah. It's pretty much all that.
Especially like, do you have TikTok?
I do, but I'd never check it.
Most of my TikTok's like real estate TikTok, and they'll be like, look at this, only 3 beams in the living room.
Yeah.
They took the tape off from the body a few nights ago. 1,800.
I get, because of like one DM my friend sent me, I got all these like finance TikToks.
Yeah.
And it's always like some like 16-year-old telling me like what credit card to go into debt with. I'm like, this is, if you're going to get some debt, this is what you want to go. I'm like, how do you even have a credit card? It blows my mind.
Well, I know a kid, we're getting a little off topic here, but I know a kid whose girlfriend quit her day job because she was doing Excel tips on TikTok, and someone hired her to be like an Excel, and she's not doing anything
like a weather girl, like promotion.
Very similar to like a weather girl, but showing you Excel tips. Wild.
Interesting.
And she must be making a decent salary because she had a good job before that. Quit the job.
Wow.
To do like an Excel consultant.
Is she married?
I mean, they're gonna get married.
Interesting. Okay. Sorry if I'm speaking too lightly.
I'm trying to think of it now. I have no idea how much. And she's not giving any tips. She's like, hit Control C, go to a different box, but it's also like body yada 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 yada.
Right.
She's just like showing you the new boxes.
It's truly someone. I used to work one of my old jobs. This guy, we were talking about the Jersey Shore, and he was like the typical like Long Island school teacher, he couldn't even become a Long Island school teacher at the time.
Wow.
But like was into conspiracy theories and into like
perfect for a teacher.
Yeah, I feel like that's part of the course. I had like an art teacher that was like, he said some wild shit to us, but also told us about Game of Thrones in like 2009. He was like that type of guy, into Dungeons and Dragons, but also the Reagan era. Like he just kind of into like a lot of things.
He's just touching everything.
Yeah, and this guy I worked with, he was like, we're talking about the Jersey Shore, and he's like, this show is just rewarding mediocrity. And at the time, I was like, oh, what a fucking hard ass. But now I'm like looking, it's like the quality of entertainment has gotten so low that we're looking for people dancing in front of Excels to like fucking
yes,
Daddy Yankee at this point, which I don't get. But
or it's like boomers don't know Excel, but they do know TikTok's hot. So this girl's on TikTok, and she taught me
yes.
do a formula
she must be
in a
someone
box.
because I saw her.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of that.
But with the apartment, just to finish off, because I have another tidbit here.
You get to 1886. I never got to it.
1886. So Mayhill gets the report of who this guy is. So he calls me. He goes, all right, listen. This guy bought the apartment a week after Lehman Brothers crashed. He bought it for $500K. All cash.
The week after, okay.
The week after. So basically just took all of his, whatever was in his bank, threw it into this apartment.
Mm-hmm.
He owns 3 apartments in New York City also. All the rent from the apartments goes to his
mortgage,
taxes, wherever he lives.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah. This gay Chinese guy is really screwing you. And I go, how do you know he's a gay Chinese guy? He's like, I did a little extra research. Comes out. But yeah, basically, this guy's paying, he said, anywhere between $800 and $1,000 a month on the apartment.
Mm.
So 1886.
Condo. Okay, that makes sense.
Because it's a condo.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, he's telling you 1886, he's netting $1,000.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Still, he's usually netting
It's part of his
$2,000.
yearly nut. It's part of his gross income.
Right, so this guy's just fucking lying to me. But yeah, I also went to one apartment.
Did you take it for 1886?
No, no.
Oh, you went to a different place.
No, I went to a different. Yeah, it's like, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing this. I told you
Right.
2 years, 1800.
Wow. Love
And but I went to another apartment where the real estate agent was just like talking shit about the owners the entire time. She was like, "Yeah, it comes furnished." I told him not to make it furnished. Fuck this furniture. This furniture sucks. And I was like, "Okay."
Interesting.
And she was like, "No one really likes living here. The last person was here for 6 months, left. I mean, it's not great." And I was like, "I'm trying to get the place."
It's only got one window.
It did have one window. She didn't bring up the window. Then I'm leaving with her out of the building, and I was like, "Oh, George's Diner. I heard it's always packed every time I walk by it." She goes, "It's fucking overpriced. Why would you want to eat there?" I was like, "What do you have against the diner?"
Is this woman single? I feel like I'd be into this lady.
I had a feeling she was a bit of a lesbo, but we'll see.
They always are.
They all hate diners. It's one of my favorite things is to say fake stereotypes about groups like lesbians. You know them, always hating diners.
You know what? I don't know why this is in my mind right now, but I ever tell you the time I went to Waffle House?
No, I would love to see you in a Waffle House.
3 a.m. in like the middle of nowhere, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I went because I had like a red eye flight at like, what is a red eye flight? Does that mean it's like 12:15 a.m. or 6 a.m.?
That's a good question. I would say between 12 and 5.
Okay, so I had a red eye flight because it was like a 4 or whatever
That's a
flight.
red eye.
And I was like, fuck, and I had to rent a car. I was like, I got to kill some time. I've always wanted to go to a Waffle House. Never been to one.
All right.
And
So you did this by yourself?
oh yeah. It was like a one-night comedy gig.
All right.
And actually, I really don't remember. Like, it was a whole story at the time. There was like a lady cop who was like essentially being the bouncer for this Waffle House.
Okay.
Because it's like the drunk hangout spot.
Right.
Because they don't have really diners in the
Right.
South. But the only thing that really sticks out besides that I remember was there was this guy that was fucking hammered. He must have been like 45, 55, hitting on the waitress. And I'm not going to lie, the 3:15 a.m. shift waitresses, the 3 p.m. waitresses at Waffle House, not the hottest.
Right.
The 3:15 a.m., use your imagination.
There's a reason why she's not working when the sun's up.
Yeah, and this guy's like fucked up over the counter, and he's like, "Hey, baby, you know how they measure me? I'll tell you what, it's not in inches, it's in feet." And I was like, that is one hell of a line to talk about your dick.
I thought you were going to say it's not inches, it's centimeters.
No.
I got some culture.
He was way smoother. Like, I could tell. I'm trying to like remember how exactly he delivered it, but I could tell. I was like, oh, he's used that line multiple times. Like, that's his go-to. Like, that just didn't come to him. That was an improv. That was
Right. He's tried this. He's hit the mics.
That's his closer on the road. Like, he is
Right.
crushing with that.
Another by himself. To me.
Oh no, he had a crew.
Oh, he had a crew.
Yeah.
I was going to say Waffle House is not a place where you're stopping by yourself.
No. I was
Yeah, you were out of it.
Mistake. Out of my element.
Can you tell me something? How was the food?
Underwhelming.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
But you know what? At the same time, I was there at 3:15, so like I wasn't expecting. Oh, what was really annoying? It's called Waffle House.
Right.
It was a fucking glorified Eggo.
Yeah.
That's what really annoyed. I thought I was gonna get like a nice Belgian waffle. Like the hotel. I wasn't even a hotel, but like those hotel waffle makers make better waffles than this Waffle House waffle.
I would equate them. You thought they were going to make a Belgian waffle? They don't know where
They're
Belgium
called Waffle
is.
House, Rich.
Yeah, and that's what they delivered. It's a house, and you received a waffle.
Wow.
They put their end of the bargain there.
You have way lower standards than me. I was at least expecting, the eggs to suck, but.
Listen, if they had a location in Midtown, I'd be like, all right, Waffle House.
I'm surprised they don't. I feel like it's very much in like the Bubba Gump Shrimp.
You would think it would
TGI
have
Fridays,
a Times Square
Waffle
location.
House. Yeah. Like right next to that like Army Recruiting Center, just a little Waffle House. Like
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
Those two should go together. It's a military recruiting base and a Waffle House.
Right.
And a liquor store.
it's like Nathan's and that fish and chips place, or like Baskin Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts. They come together.
Right.
They're two.
Station.
It's like you can apply to job at either or, and best of luck in both of your either endeavor.
Growing up, my dad would always say there's 3 things to look for when you know you're in a bad neighborhood. Army recruiting base,
Okay.
liquor store.
Check cashing.
Check cashing was the third.
Yeah.
You've been in some bad neighborhoods, I could tell.
There's always a Jackson Hewitt not too far away either. That's like.
And those are for the money bags. Usually it's like.
Oh, no, I've only seen them really in Baltimore, and like the Baltimore Bengals always had Jackson Hewitt, so I just assumed that was like part of the.
No, it's like I think it's literally in Manhattan, not Manhattan, New York. It's called like cash checks. Like they didn't even put time into the name. They're like, this is what we do.
Oh man, so what's going on? What are you doing these days?
Well, you got me into when you brought up the TikTok. You're saying like I saw this person, they must be something. Brought us to a conversation we've had a little bit. We touched on it about like what is true news. What do people think is true news?
Oh yeah. Oh sorry.
What is your notification sound?
It's like a trumpet. Did they pick up?
Why?
On that? I don't know. I had it forever ago. Oh, do you get these texts? This guy thinks I'm this guy Lewis. Someone from Las Vegas thinks I'm this guy Lewis or Louie. It's like, hey Louie, I'm Jamie, a local investor. I buy homes in your condition for cash. Would you be open to an offer on your property at 2912 Laverton Drive? And I'm pretty sure Laverton Drive is like the middle of Las Vegas. The last time I got one of these texts.
Does that mean you now own that location in Vegas? Is this a legal binding?
It's a scam. Should I text her back?
I always text them back.
I just don't. You know what? I texted one person back one time, and they didn't leave me alone for a long time, so I'm going to leave it be.
Oh, so what I used to get, especially from like July till November, I was getting a lot of Florida Democrat Party text.
Really?
Because we're 516, 561 is the Palm Beach area code.
Ah, I see.
So someone must have just switched the numbers there.
Gotcha.
I got so many of them that eventually, because they'd be like, can we count on your vote this November? And I would say Trump 2020 and put a Trump gif of him like punching through. And all of them would just say, thank you, period.
I used to get these calls all the time. This woman must have lived somewhere on like the Nassau, Suffolk border.
Okay.
Because her husband had my phone number, just 631. So I'm 516. So whenever she would, and this is one thing older people don't do. They don't put area codes in their phone books. They just put like the 7 digits.
Yes.
So whenever she would be in Nassau, because she must have lived on the border, she would call me, and she would call me hot.
Oh yeah.
She'd be like, "Where are you?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, Janine, this is the 3rd time this week. Put 631 in front of your husband's number, and it happened for years.
Oh, it was her husband's number.
And she never did it.
Idiot.
Yeah, and sometimes I would just say like, nope, and she'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Like she would change her tone so quickly. I'm like,
sorry, Kyle.
This is such an easy fix. It drove me nuts. It literally stopped maybe 3 years ago, but it happened from like 2006 to at least 2016.
This is news to me because I always thought if you didn't put an area code, it just went to whatever your area code's number was. I didn't know it knew where you were.
Well, that's why this is my hang up. That's why I think she's on the Nassau border, Suffolk border, because maybe she has a 516 and her husband has 631.
Which is why didn't you get your phones at the same time?
I know a lot of people with like 212s that just like they got a cell phone in the city in like 1994, just randomly bought like a burner and they kept that number. And kept
really?
it going. Not a burner, but like, you know,
I know what you're saying.
Go phone, and they just happen to have that number now. That's all.
212 number for your cell phone. It's pretty good.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Not for most moms in Nassau County, but it's still pretty cool.
No, I see a 212 number. I go, this person has some money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, this girl that I know works for Nike. She randomly just got one.
She just got a 212. Works for Nike?
Nike gave her one.
Wow.
Got a text of the blue one night. And she goes, you at the Ainsworth? I'm pretty sure I just saw you. And I was like, at home. And I was like, no, but who the fuck is this? She told me who it was. And I was like, how the fuck did you get a 212? She's from Mineola. I was like, how did you get a 212 number? And she's like, Nike gave it to me.
A girl from Mineola is working for Nike? What's she doing? Working the floor at their stores?
She's like going back and forth to Oregon every 6 months.
What the fuck? Really?
Yeah.
Damn, good for her.
Yeah, no.
I mean, my dad would hate her, but what are you going to do?
She's a nice girl.
I'm sure. Mineola, her dad must be fucking furious. Working for Nike?
Why? What's wrong with Mineola? I don't know anything. I don't know the Mineola stereotype.
Just Republican.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I just know Chaminade's there. That's all I can tell
I mean, come on. That's where Republicans form.
I feel like everywhere on Long Island's Republican, though.
Right. Well,
it's not really like name me a liberal stronghold in Long Island.
I can name you a few households in Syosset.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's about it.
So that's where all the Jewish people live, is what you're essentially telling me?
The Jewish people I know are usually Republican.
Oh, really?
But
They're
everyone's
Democrat,
like, everyone's borderline, where it's like everyone's equal. Just don't touch my money.
Gotcha.
I don't know what that makes you. I always thought it made you a Democrat, but then people are telling me that it also makes you a Republican.
I was got a really
So who
good
knows?
joke about Republicans and Democrats. Corey Kahaney. She's done like a late night.
Oh.
She's like essentially like, it's about like what, like she explains the difference, and it's all about, I don't know how to do the joke, but it's about like them taking you to an amusement park. It's pretty good. Look it up.
Okay, look it up. Everyone look it
If you
up.
like comedy, Corey Kahaney.
I never heard of him.
She's funny.
I'll take your word.
Funny lady.
Similar story to what you said. Nothing to do with the phone numbers. I just took the Amtrak because I was in Syracuse last week.
Oh, okay.
Took the Amtrak back. You know how there's like a quiet car on the trains?
Yes.
This had to be the opposite of
Put
that.
a pin in. I'll tell you a story about that later, but keep going.
Bookmark it.
Yeah.
Everyone was on their phone. Everyone.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there and I'm trying. There's so many conversations going on to the point where I thought they were all kind of talking to each other.
Okay.
And this one woman is like, I told you, if you have a problem with me, you talk to me. All right? I had to find out from my mother that you were talking about me to my mother. And I do not respect that. I do not respect that. Hold on a second. My mom's on the other line. And after that, I was like, oh, this woman's going to change her tone. Her mother
Right. Yeah.
is on the line. She flips. She goes,
Not the
what,
case.
Ma? Yeah, I'm on the train. All right, I'm busy. All right, I'll talk to you later. Love you too. Flips back. All right, I'm back. Were you not talking shit about my mother?
I like the ability with cell phones now. Every idiot can just be like on conference calls all day. Like they can treat every phone call like it's like switching back and forth. Like they have power for once.
It's very because it seems to be an inverse relationship. The louder someone is on the phone, the lower the importance of the call is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
That
yes.
woman,
Right.
she was wearing two different shoes. It was like you are not conducting business
Right.
here. But a guy who's like, yeah, all right, listen, okay, I got another call. Hello, yeah, can you hear me? That guy, but he's on Amtrak.
He's a billionaire. He's got the
billions.
$85. He's going to Syracuse, New York, and he's a billionaire on an Amtrak. Come on. He doesn't
Yeah.
even know how many zeros are in billionaire, that guy. He's
No, but at least he has two of the same shoes on.
Yeah, okay. That's fair enough. But my Amtrak story is you're, involved to a degree. Remember that we went to remember that time we did that show in Boston?
Well, yeah, it was a great show.
I had Amtrak. I had like I had canceled Amtrak like a year earlier.
Okay.
It was one of those things. It's like use your Amtrak money or you're gonna lose it type of thing.
Okay.
So I booked an Amtrak there and back, and you guys all drove up and down.
That's correct.
But and that was like 2018.
Yes.
And there was a couple year period where I was doing this thing where I was getting like fucked up on the last night of like any type of trip, and then traveling extremely hungover.
You're trying to be a working comic.
It wasn't even. I was doing this before I got into comedy, because I was just like I like doing stuff during the day. So any trip I'd go on, the last night would be like my big night out type of thing. And
Okay.
we were out late that night. We were up to like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And the Amtrak's like 6 o'clock, and this girl who knew me somehow through like a family friend or something like that got my number and called me at like 7:15. So I'm like in pain, like hungover, no idea I was in the quiet car. And I take the call, and this homosexual fella behind me gave me a stern talking to.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and then he fucked me in the ass but wasn't a quiet car then. But no, he gave me a real stern talking to.
But was there any alert that it was the quiet car?
I had my head down like this. The second I looked up, I saw like the quiet car.
There you go.
He like a true bitched me out for.
Well, then he's right. Tip of the cap.
Yeah,
If there's
but
no sign.
it was one of those things though. I think he had some confidence though, because I was a white man, and he felt like he talked to me that way. The tables have turned. I feel like if I was anything else,
You wouldn't have gotten it.
He would have been terrified to talk to me, you know?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to these people, but as a white guy, I can't be like, can you all shut the fuck up on your phones?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. There's a guy at my gym, like a real, like, I'm trying to think of the word. What's the, Latin gang member?
Like an MS-13 or?
Like a very MS-13 looking guy. First of all, I'm supposed to be.
What? What's the Golden Kings? Latin Kings?
Latin Kings.
Latin
right.
Kings.
Like he was like a legitimate
Latin Kings
gang
wear
member.
gold. That's what it is.
He wears a wife beater, saggy jeans with a belt on his thighs. Like the jeans, he's securing the jeans on his legs by his thighs.
Right.
I have no idea how that's supposed to be athletic or allow him to be doing moves. But he also has his phone blasting music
Yeah.
the entire workout. And can you not afford the headphones?
Right. You can get the smartphone, the data.
I think he doesn't pay for, because it's supposed to be an elite club, which first it's not. It's disgusting.
Right.
But
A gym in New York City, you should be. That's his off. He works out in his off time.
I never seen him before though until the pandemic. Maybe he's doing something. Maybe he's like an Amazon seller.
He's a squatter.
Reseller. I don't think he's a squatter. I don't know what this guy is. But every day he's coming in. Also, the same song. Change it up. But yeah, that was that was what happened to me with the Amtrak.
Yeah.
But get back on.
The gay guy?
Not the gay guy. The people. What were we saying? I see someone. I think they're important.
Oh, yes.
Because we were talking about the fake news, not fake news
Right.
thing.
Well, that's do you know what you're going to talk about? Because I can remember what I'm going to talk about.
I have a few different paths, and I
You
was
go
going to see what
first,
you
yeah.
say. No, you go first, and I'll adjust.
There was that thing last week with that Indian girl, Indian comic. Never heard of her. She's a Brooklyn comic. Whatever.
Okay.
Do with that information what you will. Retweets. She tweets. I created Emily in Paris. That TV show.
I saw something about this. I didn't look too much into it.
And of course, it gets swept up, and people think she's telling the truth, she's just making a joke. And then I texted my mom. I was like, I can show you literally the text. I was like, I guarantee some journalist will think this is real. Lo and behold, 4 hours later, a journalist, quote unquote, had written about it, being even the creator of Emily in Paris, this 23-year-old Indian girl, meanwhile, was the guy that made Sex in the City. Right. He wrote this whole article about how even he thinks it's wrong that they shouldn't have got nominated for the Golden Globes. And just what. And the thing is, though, I said that to my mom. If my mom saw that, she would think that girl made the show. So it's even comics when they do these kind of false information things. That's getting. I get it's not on them to realize
not
how
her fault.
stupid everyone is. But there's got to be some type of what's the word I'm looking for? Responsibility to be
There needs to be some sort of filter.
Exactly. Yes.
Right. I don't know, because it's with the fake news, and then this week with the news, how they're just fluffing up Biden. Have you seen this? How they're not even reporting
how he's
anything anymore?
Playing PlayStation with his daughter or something like that.
The headline was Joe Biden beats his granddaughter in Mario Kart playing as Luigi. And the hottest take of that is he played as Luigi. This is information the people should have seen before the vote happened.
Wow.
I can't trust the guy who's playing as Luigi.
Yeah, that was always kind of you either go, you know what, this is a crazy callback to my childhood. It's not even trying to be funny.
Call it back.
Princess Peach was the best card.
Or Daisy.
But they think it was reverse psychology. Guys who buy video games wouldn't pick the girl. But if you pick the girl, you're going to win. I never lost Princess Peach.
We all know what the power rankings.
Oh, I don't.
You don't know what the power rankings of the Mario Kart?
It's Yoshi and Princess Peach, and then I know Bowser's last, right?
Well, I was going to say, but what did everyone pick? Everyone picked Bowser, then Donkey Kong.
Oh, yeah.
And then if you were a little fruity, you pick Yoshi.
Yoshi was good, though.
Yoshi was good. Yeah. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you Like, if you picked Bowser, you were like, all right, this guy's all right. Donkey Kong was like...
If you were into YA novels, you were like, I'm okay with picking Yoshi.
Yeah, if you were able to color in the lines when you were a kid,
Right.
you picked Yoshi.
You appreciated the depth when...
No one picked Luigi.
I'm not going to lie. I think I picked Luigi because my brother would pick Mario and we'd just be like...
Your brother picked Mario?
I don't know.
You're real uncreative cucks.
Jesus.
Go on a limb here. Pick Toad.
Uncreative cucks. How paradoxical is that? The most uncreative insult of the past 50 years.
No way.
Cucks is so hacked.
Uncreative of the past 2 years, I'll give you.
Oh, it spans. So hacky. Whenever I see someone with a cuck joke, I'm like, you disgust me.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? It
you
was
have a
more
cuck
of an
joke?
insult. I don't have a cuck. I don't have a cuck joke.
Good.
But yeah, that's where it's like, this is the real news. I probably didn't start this with the intention I was trying to get at, but the real news isn't news. So you have to find your news by another way, but that news is usually fake. Does that make sense?
Yes.
The
No.
New York Times is reporting that Joe Biden played Mario Kart with his granddaughter. Same day, by the way, an arms deal was signed. No one talked about that.
There's way more. I get the vibe you're reading a lot of Daily Wire. Is that?
No.
But which is nothing wrong. I think they.
What's Daily Wire? I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's Ben Shapiro's website.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, I should read that. That guy's spicy.
People DM me his stuff all the time. So
Oh, yeah.
What I'll do is I don't follow it, but like someone will send me one, and I'll look at all of, like the past couple days since the last time someone sent me one, and I'm like, some of these points, they're not the worst. You know what the problem? It's the same. Ben Shapiro has the same problem that the guy like the Lemon guy on CNN has, and Tucker has on Fox, and I can't even think like that really bland Irish lady on MSNBC who's like
Rachel Maddow?
No, well Maddow is one of them, but this girl has been doing the pandemic. Like she got big during the pandemic. Maddow's the same thing. Is they all say like 98% of the shit they say is like, okay,
Right.
that's fair. But then that 2%, it's so off the reservation that the other side jumps on and goes,
Yep.
that guy's a fucking maniac. That chick is a cunt. This blah blah blah.
That'd be good if they called her a cunt.
Yeah, and that's people I know talking about Rachel Maddow. But it's like there's no, the purity test is so, one slip up and it's all over type of thing.
Right.
And just because like you say you read something by Ben Shapiro, I'm literally just reading his Instagram quotes. But people would be like, "Oh, you alt-right motherfucker." I'm just like, "Nah, he made a pretty decent point." Maddow made a decent point the other night. It's like there's no, once you say you're like with someone like listens to one person, they just make so many assumptions about you. That's what really annoys me now.
I wrote this like bit idea. Now I'm pitching a bit, but it's related to this. What was the alt-right called before 1937?
They were probably just Republicans. I don't know.
Right. They were just, everyone's a Nazi now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That really.
Like, you're really diminishing what Nazis did.
Right.
Like, well, some people are legitimate Nazis still. But, like, one guy's like, I don't think we should have $2,000 checks. And you're like, that's a Nazi. And
Yeah,
it's like,
that's fucking.
I don't think we remember. Should we
crazy.
go over what the Nazis did again?
Right. Exactly. No, I have a theory on this, and it's more of a, like, I don't want to pitch a bit, but it's a bit I've tried, never really worked out, but I think as a theory, it's good.
Okay.
So in TV and movies,
Yes.
in the past 50 years, you need a villain. Who do you go to?
Right.
The Nazis. Indiana Jones. First one, Nazis, awesome. Second one, no Nazis. Third one, let's bring back the Nazis. Breaking Bad, 4 seasons. They kill off the main villain.
Yep.
End of season 4. They go, fuck, we have another season. What do we do? Let's bring in the Nazis.
Yep.
We need a villain. We bring in the Nazis. Then everyone got a smartphone, and they said, fuck, I have an Instagram story now. I have a Snap story. My life's not that interesting. I need a villain for the story of my life. Let's bring back the Nazis. That's why I think everyone's a Nazi now.
Interesting.
Everyone needs a villain in their shitty life story now.
But why is the default Nazi? Can we get another?
Because people are uncreative, you know? That's what it
That's
is.
true. Can we get, like, were they called the Mongols? What was the last Nazi before Nazi?
It probably was the
Mongols.
Yeah, the Mongols. Yeah, or like the Genghis Khan, just some rapist.
Why are we not? That'd be fun. Bring back Mongol. No, but then you'd be canceled for making fun of Mongolian people.
Oh yeah. Is that? This is gonna sound really. I'm gonna expose my intelligence. Is Mongolia still a country, or is it part of China now, or is it part of Russia? Like, what's going on with them? Is it like an area in one of those countries?
Mongolia was northwest China. Where is Taylor Schmidt? I need a fucking researcher here. I think it is still a place.
Its own sovereign nation.
I believe it is. Yeah,
the nation of Mongolia,
country in East Asia. They really haven't done anything.
Yeah, they peaked early. They peaked
early.
They peaked in 3rd grade, and then like their dad was the coach, and then they started smoking weed in 6th grade, and they just haven't done shit since.
It was that kid who in 6th grade who could like hit the ball to like 250, 300 feet, but then he couldn't grow.
Yes, exactly.
Also, if you're from Mongolia, I'd be pissed too. But yeah, let's take over other places because this place fucking sucks.
That's why I thought it was probably part of China.
Wait, what?
That's why I thought it was probably part of China. Like China's just like taking over. Like this is, come on.
China banning Clubhouse.
Really?
Yep. Facebook, Twitter, and Clubhouse not allowed in China.
But they're gonna have their own Clubhouse in 2 seconds, though.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still mad TikTok's in America. I'm not gonna lie.
It shouldn't be.
It's not even just the whole. I feel like we like whether not like political for any reason. I feel like America, even though it was Trump, like if we said we're gonna do something, maybe sometimes we should just do it just to like not seem like fucking like we bend over to China. Like if it was Biden and Biden was like, I don't like TikTok, and then he backed down, I'd be just as annoyed as what Trump did.
Right.
Just like you got to like commit, just like it's like we can't show other countries we're bluffing is what I'm trying to say. We got to.
They're banning all our shit. Why can't we ban one of theirs?
And it wasn't like a thing where like if it's like no one was getting harmed, like no, like it's not like I'm like calling our bluff on like a genocide or something like that. It was like a dumb fucking app. Like,
but what's crazy is people will be like, well, Addison Rae and Charlie D'Amelio, how are they going to continue their careers? They're 18 years old.
Right.
We're talking about a literal Cold War.
Yeah.
They can just hold on to the money they have.
Yeah, they're gonna get all the followers on YouTube.
Go to Reels.
Right.
Reels was made so they could just go there.
Was that you telling me the thing with Facebook and like it's essentially every social networking of like website versus YouTube? Was that you telling me this?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Someone was telling me it's like it's YouTube against the world, or like the world trying to like take down, like they are the superpower. Like they have the most eyeballs.
I know Google's the number one gone to website, most trafficking website. Okay. Number 2 is YouTube, and they own both.
Oh yeah,
Google
they're
owns
owned
YouTube.
by the
same.
What's it called, like ABC Corp or something like that. It's some like
Alphabet.
Alphabet, yeah. I'm a fucking idiot. But yeah, apparently YouTube is like the number. And then like I'm getting more into like I'm watching all these like real estate videos on YouTube.
Yeah,
not just the apartments, just like I like the.
It's an interesting field. I got a rush from doing these fucking negotiations.
Yeah. But like the $1 million team people all have like subscribers now. I'm just like, holy, like 100,000 subscribers. The amount of people, and I found out 1 million views for a clean YouTube video. It's around 25K.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So these guys who put out 1 million view videos a week, they're fucking just.
They're cashing in,
raking it.
Yeah, they're doing great,
and that's even before like Skillshare. It's like doing that type of thing, like doing like the on-air reads.
Oh, right.
It's just straight from YouTube. They're getting that fucking money. So,
no, we messed up. We should have been on YouTube earlier.
We fucked up.
What we should have done, Kyle, we were too busy trying to perfect an art form that is most likely going to die.
Oh, you're so.
What we should have done, Kyle, what we should have done is flown to Japan and gone to the suicide forest and just been like, wah! And then we would have had decent careers.
Who did that?
Not great. Logan Paul.
Oh, yeah. Didn't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've totally forgot about that.
He was still like a big YouTube guy before that. Goes into the suicide forest, fighting fucking Floyd Mayweather through how many years later? We fucked up. I mean, I'm not going to go fight Floyd Mayweather, Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to do that.
It's a different weight class.
Will I travel and do some more stand-up in sketchy areas? I will do that. I will gladly do that.
You got to vlog. That's where we should have been vlogging. like the nights out when we were doing comedy. I think that would have actually had some. We would have thought we were like fucking lose. Like you would have called me a loser. I would have called you a loser for doing that. But I feel like that could have actually led to something.
But
seeing how bad vlogs are, we were actually doing something interesting. As opposed to like, look at my day in New York City. I got a fucking skateboard. I see someone on a skateboard in New York City.
Oh my God.
I want to push him into traffic. Like we were actually like going to, doing stuff that people find interesting.
So, are we talking like TikTok vlogs?
No, I'm talking about YouTube vlogs.
I don't watch that many YouTube vlogs, like a day in the life vlogs.
They're terrible.
TikTok ones.
What we were doing was a million times more interesting.
I think to us, yes. I don't think to most people.
I don't know.
Comedians romanticize the struggle. Most people don't give a fuck. Not the
struggle, just like, I'm saying like tidbits of us just like shooting the shit, going from one spot to another, get on the side. Like I watch these vlogs of these real estate people, because I have the real estate vlog where they do like $20 million apartment, but then they'll also do like day in the life with my wife who comes from a billionaire father.
Oh.
And they go through like that life, that separate thing, and it is so nothing. It's pure nothing.
That's what all this TikTok stuff. Every time I go on TikTok, I probably go on like once a week. I always get day in the life of an unemployed daddy's girl in New York City. I wake up at noon and I haven't showered, but why should I? I have money. And then I go to Levon Bakery and I get whatever the fuck I want.
When you say daddy's girl, do you mean like their actual father or like their sugar daddy?
That's what makes me keep watching. I want to know who's giving them the money. Is it your dad? Is it a sugar daddy? Who is it? And they get me every time.
Don't send me this because I'll get obsessed too.
What's even worse than that is a girl that's like day in the life of a marketing account manager in New York City. And it's the same thing as the unemployed girl. Just like, I wake up at 9, didn't shower because I was too hungover. Then I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I get a nice coffee. It's just whatever the unemployed girl is doing, but it's step lower.
Yeah. What happened to people being worried about losing their job? What about that?
There are no more jobs, Kyle. Right. No one has a legitimate job anymore.
Apparently
you
not.
sell refrigerator parts.
Hey, that's people need cold food.
Right. That I'm saying. I said that in the wrong way. You have. Like, no one does that. I've never met another person that does that.
Yeah, they're all.
I don't have a real job.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
I don't know what I do.
I'm waiting for the day where I find out you're a scapegoat for your company.
I most likely am. I didn't read the terms and conditions. I don't know what's going on.
Like when you texted me like a month ago, you're like, "Want a job?" I was like, I don't want a job like that to begin with, but like I was like, I don't want to. I feel like this is Rich just like trying to get me to be his scapegoat for when he becomes the scapegoat for the hedge fund he works for.
I'm trying to think, like all my friends. I have friends that sell software. I have friends that work for a sports agency. I have friends that's a welder. I went to college with a kid who's a welder.
It's a real job.
Yeah, but it's not good when you go to college with a kid that becomes a welder. That's not good.
Is he in the union?
Fuck yeah, he's in the union. Crushing it.
I'm sure.
I have a kid I went to college with who blurs the dicks on Naked and Afraid. That's his job.
Didn't Louise Lang used to do that?
I think she did that for MTV.
Yeah, like the same type of thing.
Same type of thing.
Fuck, I was just going to say something.
I went to college with the guy who was the mascot for the Islanders.
Really?
I did not go to a good college, so I don't know if that's saying something.
I was at this Long Island open mic the other day, and I had a New York Riptide shirt on. It's like the New York Indoor Box Lacrosse. I got it literally like March 13th, like right before everything shut down.
Right.
I went to a game.
You bought season tickets.
No, I went to one game.
I thought you told me you bought season tickets.
The season ticket guy was always like hounding me to buy season tickets,
okay.
which would have been like $12. But I'm wearing this shirt, and they're like, "You're a Tide guy?" And I was like, "I went to one game." They all got so excited. One of the comics is like the bar manager at the Nassau Coliseum now.
That's actually kind of cool.
And he was telling me about all the characters that work there. Like the guy that's the Riptide mascot is some just like drunk, elusive Italian guy that like will just not really work. Like he'll like just get hammered on the job and like fuck around.
Yeah. That's what I don't expect these people to be upstanding citizens.
No. You know, no one's like that big of a lacrosse fan to
right.
Some guy at the street.
Well,
fuck, we were just going to say something about, I was just going to bring something up about TikTok. Not TikTok. Something you said it sparked my memory, but I forgot. This is terrible radio. Anyway,
What are you gonna do?
is what it is.
It's just no one has a real job.
No. Yeah.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. Taleli was here last week, and he's like, like growing up, you go back to the neighborhood and you look around and you feel bad for the people that just stayed there. And I said, oh, we grew up into different types of neighborhoods, because everyone I grew up with is doing pretty well.
Oh, okay. I would not say I'm from a Farmerdale type town, but I know what Nick is talking about.
I know what he's talking about, but he's like, oh, my friends from high school are like deadbeats and they're just getting married because they think they have to. He's like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, everyone I went to high school with is doing very well and went to a good college and is financially well.
I'm like 50-50, but a lot of those like 50 that are not doing well, they could be doing well, which is like, it's kind of like their own fault type of thing.
What's weird about my town...
And by the way, I'm kind of in that same boat because, like I said, I'm selling refrigerator parts, and I could be doing something a lot better than that.
Right. Well, you were in law school for 2 days.
Yeah. We're like 28 days, but who's fucking counting? It was
does that make you a lawyer? I don't think so.
Nope, I didn't bring it up.
But like even the people from my town who aren't doing well, they're still doing well because their parents have paid for them to do well.
Yes.
No one that came from nothing in Syosset isn't doing well.
I know nothing about. I think I gotta go there and lay out the land, see what's going on over there.
Well, you just opened a Dirty Taco.
Really? I went to Dirty Taco. Fucking hated it.
What?
You know what it is?
You went to the RVC one?
I'm trying to be more open-minded, Rich.
I told you to go to this place. You went to the RVC location?
Yeah.
It's the best location.
I went to this place. I'm trying to be. It was my own fault though. I'm trying to be open-minded and just be like the guy that doesn't care. People are like, what do we get for apps? I'm like, yeah, whatever the fuck I want. I don't care. I'm trying to be like Mr. Cool, Mr. Laid Back.
Wait, what do you mean you went with people? Who'd you go with?
This like actor guy. I took like an acting class. We were talking about doing like a project together. So he was like
the Indian guy.
Persian.
Oh, he's Persian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, get the fuck, whatever the fuck you want. Or is these nachos? It was like steak with like peanut butter on it.
Well, why'd you do that?
Because the waiter, I don't want to assume anything. There was a lot going on with this individual. And they're like, this is what everyone gets. This is what you want, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking easygoing, Kyle, these days. Give me those fucking nachos.
Yes.
Had about 2 bites. I wanted to rip this person's fucking face
Steak
off.
and peanut butter?
Peanut butter sauce.
Fuck you.
Yes. And the thing is, it would have been fantastic if it weren't for that peanut butter sauce. And if I wasn't so easygoing that one day in my life, I would have looked at the menu and been like, I want that exact thing with no peanut butter sauce.
Kyle, I have a big gripe about this. I hate because I was just at a restaurant. Me and the girlfriend were sitting there. We know what we want to eat. The guy, my girlfriend goes, I'll take the spicy vodka. And he goes, okay, can I make a recommendation on the pasta?
Okay.
Listen, guy, if I wanted you to make a recommendation on the pasta, I would have asked for a recommendation on the pasta. All right? Let me be an American and pick what I want here.
That's like when the waiter comes like, hey, do you want to hear the specials? I'm like, no, but you spend a lot of time memorizing them. Go fucking nuts. Just waste 15 seconds of my life. Rant. I know what I want. Just don't. I don't want the specials. It's a pet peeve of mine. I just don't like hearing the specials.
Let me guess what the special is. It's either a duck, it's a lamb, or it's like some sort of branzino.
Whatever.
What is branzino? Can you tell me?
Whitefish.
Is branzino whitefish?
It's delicious. That's the only fish I go for.
Oh, well, maybe I got to do the branzino special more often.
Pretty good.
No,
make sure they debone it, though.
Oh, they got to debone?
Oh, you're going to have a nightmare if they don't debone it. If they said you want us to not skim it. There's a word. They're going to ask you if I want to do something. Do it.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Like, we're going to come on it. Do it. Please.
Well, I just was at a place. I ordered the lamb because I've never had a rack of lamb in my life. So I was like, I'll take the rack of lamb.
Yeah. As a Croatian, I'll tell you, lamb is iffy.
It was pretty good. But she was like, how would you like that cooked? And I just said, yes.
Yes. I tell you what. Lamb, it needs to be cooked perfectly. I only eat lamb when I see it on a spigot in someone's backyard.
Like a Greek family doing
and
it on
they
Easter.
peel it off for me. That's how we do it.
Yep.
I will only eat it then, hot off the spigot. Anything else? No, thank you.
Is there anything worse than when you go to a restaurant, they tell you the specials, and they're not special?
How do you mean?
They'll be like, all right, and their specials today. First off, we have a soup of the day, and it is clam chowder. I'm like, all right, that's not a special. I could get a can of that at the supermarket.
It's not special to you. It's special to the restaurant. That's the point of it.
No, well, first off, a special means this is going to expire today. We're throwing this on.
Yeah.
So already I know what your deal is, lady. Don't throw a clam chowder at me and tell me it's a special. It's not a special.
It's just from yesterday. Yeah. Did I tell you about the place I went to in Hunter Mountain and my friend pointed out? It said prime rib special, 7 days a week on like the placemat.
Okay.
And he goes, serve it 7 days a week. Why so special?
It's not a special,
Perfect
lady.
comedic timing. I was like, damn, that was solid.
You're like, can you say that again? I'm going to write that one down.
And then there was this. You know what's funny? I took a picture of that. I'll read the other thing that was on. This was one of those placemats where it had like what's the word I'm looking for? Like you could advertise on the placemat.
Yep.
And there was some sad. Oh, I deleted it. Oh, fuck me.
Billy's used holes. We sell used holes. Any holes you want.
Well, I'll tell you what it said in a second, but what I did not delete was the pictures of the stuff written on the bathroom wall of a different restaurant we went to this weekend. Biden cheated.
Yeah. Hunter Mountain? Yeah.
Fuck Trump. Surprising.
Was it next to each other?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Tuna. And then I should have closed with Biden cheated. Biden cheated was the number one thing.
Biden cheated was the number one.
I just kind of like I was taking a piss. I was like, Biden cheated. Fucking hysterical. But the advertisement, it said, it's like, hey, I'm Stacy. I'm a single mother of 2.
No.
I'm looking for someone to maybe babysit my kids like these days of the week. Maybe we could hang out and become like friends after.
No way.
It was the saddest fucking thing. It kept on going too. Like she paid the extra. It was probably like 25 for one space, 50 for 2 spaces. She paid the 50 and just gave like her life story. And then like she casually mentioned like, I don't know if it was she had a drug problem or like the baby daddy had a drug problem, but she was like essentially said like the situation is not good with the father.
She paid $50 for a Facebook status.
That's honestly the best way to put it. The Wi-Fi is not good in Hunter Mountain.
If I'm the owner of that restaurant and I go, okay, yeah, what would you like your advertisement to be? And she's like, I'm a single mother who's looking for a babysitter slash
friend,
baby daddy.
Yeah,
I'd be like, listen, honey, I'll pay for the babysitter.
No, I think it was for a female companionship. It wasn't for like a sex thing. It was straight up like I'm looking for like someone to like babysit and like be in my posse. I think.
Oh, okay.
It was out there. It was out there. I was gonna post it on Instagram. I was like, I just felt
You
too
can't
bad.
do that.
Yeah, it was too.
I would flag it for sadness.
I think she had to have like. I was thinking though too. Like it's like Jimmy's oil rig, prime special, 7 days a week. Get your oil in your septic tank, and then this big like blurb like I'm a sad single mother in the Catskills. Like,
do you think the locals
she must have
go
been
there?
she must have been a waitress.
Oh, you think she was a waitress at
She
the
must.
place?
She had to have worked there.
So she was kind of like how like a homeless person writes on the cardboard and just leaves it out in front of them. She's like, I can't leave it out in front of me, so I'm going to put it in front of
Except
you.
on every single except every single seat in the whole diner.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fun. All right.
not for her, but yeah.
Yeah, that's it. We did.
Oh, that's an hour.
That's an hour.
Sorry, I was so low energy. I had a weird day at work, so if I didn't bring it, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you did all right.
Yeah,
You didn't do research, but neither does Taylor.
is what it is.
It's what it is.
Mongolia is a country.
Mongolia is a country. They're not doing great.
Take away something from this, folks.
All right. Adios.